Hello and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. I did not adjust my mic properly beforehand. This is Strawman Gaming. I'm your Strawman and I'm obsessed with my positioning of my microphone. There's too much choice. I wish it used to just sit on the desk and that would be fine, but you'd hear and it'd be really percussive and horrible, but now it's on a boom arm and a shock mount and it's too much choice. Anyway, while I was off camera, I drove around in... I'm hoping it saved it for me. If it didn't, I'm wasting my time here and your time. In this, look at this. I'm going to demonstrate my genius. We don't want it falling over again, so I stuck some little outriggers. And what that means is, as it gets unstable, one will dig in, the other will dig in, so it gets into a big tank slapper, and then spins around, but it stops rather than rolling over. So we laboriously went and look at this. It might be a monolith, it might not, I don't know what it does. On the front of it, it's just shiny and black, and it says Squad with a picture of a monkey wearing a military helmet. I don't know if that's some social commentary by the developers, but that is the developer's logo. So that's what that is. I don't know. And then we drove to here, then here, then here. The flagpole is its own biome. So doing an EVA report, a temperature reading, pressure reading, a mystery goo observation, and a materials bay observation here is different from doing it here, or there. And also, these are all part of the same thing, R&D. This is the research and development, field lab. This is another biome, so you have to do it here as well. But the upshot of all of this is we have 206.4 science, which means this... that is useful, but is it as useful as these big boys? Right, we've got enough for 2, so let's be very, very sure. The external fuel duct is huge. That is a really important part, especially for deep space, other planets. Bigger fuel tank. Oh, big fat fuel tanks. So I kind of feel like heavy rocketry and fuel systems could be good. Advanced construction, that's more nose... protective shells or fairings. These are cool. You build these, so if you put I think the Apollo lander was this really spindly spider-looking thing with gold leaf all over it that would not stand up to atmosphere in any way. You can just plonk that on top of your rocket and build one of these fairings around it, and it'll protect it for you. More manifolds. We've got manifolds, radial decouplers. Things I don't understand. Aerodynamics. Boring. Landing. Huge heat shield. More struts. Again, this is good for getting to the moon, but I feel like what we've got already... That's a huge parachute. Will serve us quite well. So what's this? 45. So 99 is 180. So we've got 26 left. So we're 19 short of this. I'm going to go with fuel systems and heavy rocketry, because heavy rocketry takes us one step closer to these gigantic rockets up here. Oh, does this continue? Oh my days. Very heavy rocketry. So we've got a long way to go. How much? 550 science. Wait. My goodness. So we can't even get these upgrades before we... And the thing is, we've got enough money to upgrade something. The launch pad can hold a vessel size this big, 140 tons. But we can only... I think we're more bound by 30 parts. Let's upgrade... Use half our money. Upgrade our vehicle assembly building. How much to upgrade? Mission control. Ugh. But unlimited contracts, so that could make much more efficient play. But some of our contracts are a bit weird. Like, you have to rescue people from orbit. So how many have we got active? 3, so we can get another 4. I'm not doing the atmospheric survey, go away. So these rescue missions, I quite fancy them. Because they require a level of precision that I am not used to having. Wait. Did I forget to take the crew cabin? Did I forget to take the... Have I got the... Did I get that last time? Oh, thank goodness. Okay, so we've got a crew cabin which we need to take up because if we're going up to bring someone back, we need space. We can't just leave our guy up there. So we've got 3 and we'll see where they're orbiting, I think. Hopefully our map has... Can we not? Do I have to go to here? So they all just... They're all on the same orbit. And it's entirely equatorial. So we just go up. It's a little bit... Well, we're just north of... Is that us? What's that? Oh, no, that's do some observation here. Where's Space Center? I think it's on the equator. But in any case, yeah, if we can get into a... So it's going at 2273. 2260. So essentially the same speed, the same height. So if we can just get into that orbit, then we can collect all of them. We need a... How much space can the crew cabin... That's some fairly serious popping. Okay, so we're going to actually have to think about this. 7 minutes in and we're just starting to think. Can this actually... No, we'll use this, because this is for space. And because we're going to... a bit of a... What would it be under? Utility? Yes. This weighs a ton, and this weighs almost a ton. So it's only double the weight, but we'll still use radial parachutes. Okay. So, do we have a better heat shield? I'm stressing about my microphone. What is wrong with me? Let's just get on with my life. I apologise for the tapping on the microphone. But if you're a fan of ASMR, you'll love that. I'm sure. You can see why this makes me a bit more uncomfortable. Because when it's just that at that speed, the air should, like, I was gonna say shock off, but yeah, I think this will be okay. And let's go with utility. So we don't want drogue shoots, because they're little shoots just for slowing you down. So radials, give me 3 of these. Do I need... Oh, I can put them down here. Where's the hatch? Maybe it doesn't have a hatch? Yeah, maybe you get in here and then get down into this? Like, does this... I can't see a hatch. These just look like windows to me. And I'm going to assume that they are. So aerodynamics. Is that better? It's probably no point. You know, let's make this a bit higher. Okay, so we've got parachutes. Got a heat shield, so the next thing we'll need is a decoupler. Okay, so this is what's coming home. These are our chutes, which I'm going to put a little bit higher, because I'm worried about landing upside down. But this is heavier than that, and longer. That should be fine. So I've got a bit of indigestion. Super Squash will fix that. Okay, so next we need to actually get this thing. This might draw more power, so I'm going to stick some batteries on it. Electrical. Just 2. Just above the flag. There we go. I can get in. I can get down here. It's okay. That all seems fine. Let's pull back a bit. Lift this up. So next is obviously fuel. We only need to circularize. So, but we have got the fuel staging now, which would obviously be in fuel tanks. Yeah, so we've got this. So we can be a bit more efficient in space. Have we got monster fuel tanks now? Yes, we do. Have we got... Which I just kind of want to use just because I've got them, but that's a foolish reason. So that's twice the liquid fuel for exactly twice the weight. So that's purely an efficiency thing. Like number of items thing. Okay, let's think this through. So we don't want that one yet. Let's go with a smaller fuel tank and a small engine for circularization. Poodle's huge, isn't it? Yeah. So Terrier. Okay. So this is what's going into orbit. This can gimbal? Yeah, that can gimbal. So that gives us a decent amount of control authority. We've got the reaction wheels up here using battery power. We've got this gimbaling, a tiny amount of thrust with... Okay, that should work. My only concern is this coming back in might not want to stay vertical, but maybe the SAS will be able to deal with that. I don't know. Oh, we've unlocked them now. That makes literally everything really, really simple. But I'm going to resist using them when unless I really need to. So another bucket. And not engines, fuel. Why can't I find fuel right at the top? This one. And for engines... So what is the deal with these? What are these for? At least it works well with other large engines when you want more control. So they might be quite... so we could use these. Because, they gimbal much more. I just pointed to the screen where it says gimbal because you'll be able to see it, but they won't stay up. I can pin it, there we go. So yeah, it gimbals 8 degrees, and the swivel engine only gimbals 3 degrees. So these will give me more control. So I want... What's our most efficient? So I think this gives me more thrust. Of these, maybe? That's gonna hoover through through fuel. Okay. I'm just using these because I've never used them and I'm kind of keen to experiment with them. So we'll use... So, I'm always looking at... the space shuttle program when I build rockets. I never look at like Soyuz or the Ariane or Falcon, which is stupid considering the whole premise of this series. But maybe I will this time. Yeah, do you know what? Let's do something a bit more Falcon-y. So it's giving me control, and then we're going to use external fuel ducts. So we need coupling, radial decouplers. About there? Yeah, that'll probably work. Fuel tanks. There. Get back on there. And another one. Well, remember what we learned, put it where you want it to be. And then another engine. Let's go with the Reliant again for maximum thrust, and then a couple of these. Yeah, let's just put them on the sides. And then go back to fuel. External fuel duct. We want this to drain into this. See, I don't like it when it does that, because has that not worked? Get rid of that. So you drain into that. Okay. Yes. The arrows dictate. Okay, so as we fly, these are going to wobble, so we need some struts. Okay, get rid of that. 'Cause unless it draws it, I don't believe it. So you connect to you, and you connect to you. You're connected via that. So that should be fairly rigid. So aerodynamics. Let's go nose cones. My only concern is I don't know how to bring someone inside the spacecraft. But I guess the whole point is getting into orbit next to them, so we match their altitude and speed, and we're just relative to them. We're not moving, so it's not like we have to slingshot past them. It's not like the end of spoiler alert for The Martian if you haven't seen or read The Martian. At the end of The Martian, where they're going too fast and too high, and they have to kind of try and catch him. We should literally be effectively stationary next to them. We've got tons of control authority. This should be quite efficient. It doesn't look exactly like a Falcon 9 rocket, but you can. It's not a million miles away. These things are extra, but I think each, like the Falcon 9 heavy lift rocket, I think it has 5 engines on each one of these, so I could just put a lot more and it'd actually be more accurate. But we want all the rockets to fire in the first stage, including that one and that one. And then they will detach. Then this will detach. Then that rocket will fire. Then that will detach. And then we'll come home. So this is our orbital rescue craft. Give it a resave. Give it a launch. I'm gonna have to revert to. I wish it had a nose cone. I'm gonna have to revert to vert flight to vehicle assembly. I should have just looked in the bottom right of the screen to see who was piloting it. It was Jeb. Ooh. Oh wait, I can only have 2. Well, someone's getting left up there. So whoever we get to first, you will be victorious, and then we can go back up and get them, I guess. Maximum thrust, although let's reduce it by 2 clicks. And go. Whoa, that is way too much acceleration. We will burn up in the atmosphere in no time at that speed. Okay, let's pick up a little bit. Okay, I have not gone with the ideal shape to turn east. So much control there. Maybe I need more of these this staging, because I feel like it's more full, but I don't know. We'll see what happens when I stage. That made me anxious. I'm loving the controller thought. Maybe I think if we're going to change it, we'll just maybe have like one or two of these. Well, two, because it's got to be symmetrical. Okay, they've burnt out, so stage. Oh, loads of fuel. How nice. Still accelerating, so turn it down a little bit. So I think there were 87. So once you get to that height, we'll just... Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Too high. 83. Now that is quite a big difference, so I'm going to do something ill-advised. Just giving a tiny bit of thrust so we can control it better. So 83, so let's give it a little, just a little bit more. So they're all kind of slightly different orbits here. Slowing it down. Okay, and stop. And we want to lock to prograde. Have some throttle to do it with. I hope this hasn't, because this will put us slightly, yeah, we're slightly off axis, but it's not the end of the world. We shouldn't need to use a maneuver here because we're on the right axis, we're at the right inclination, so if we just... Oh, we are slightly off. Balls. So if we just go full burn and circularize from here, should take us pretty close, and we can always correct with maneuver nodes properly. And this is going to be wrong because we weren't just before apoapsis when we started this. See, we're actually accelerating slightly downwards. So we can probably fix that by moving it just outside prograde marker. Oh. In my head, that fuel is just going to last forever, but... Yeah, see, because I boosted so late, it's all going to be all wrong, but we can fix it. I think. We can always start again. I get the feeling this guy's going to be the one that's left behind, although he's the one we're going to come to first, most likely. Above. Fight with it. Okay. So I trust you see the problem. How on earth do we fix this? Well, when you're going through hell, keep going. No, I've made an absolute balls of this. Return to launch. No, return to vehicle assembly. Vert flight and vehicle assembly. Don't think we need you. I think I'm mistaken. I think we needed them the most. Resave and launch. SAS on before we even launch. Throttle up to... We've got less thrust now, so let's say about there. Yeah, let's go with that. Wait till 1500, turn over to the right. I'll be more mindful of my time to circularize. Just go over slightly. If I keep it just outside the prograde circle, it should be okay. So we have a lot of control. Too far. Come back. Please come back. Please come back. Okay, came back. That's why you don't go too far outside the prograde circle. But patience. I wish you could. Okay, it's about there. So yes, on. I wish you could, like, maybe you can when you upgrade the tracking facility more, but I wish you could, like, program what you wanted to do. Like, I could plan my flight path. Like, I could already set a maneuver or pause it and set a maneuver when I reach a certain altitude. Okay, so we're going to be much more gingerly, much more ginger. I guess we're going to do it more gingerly. I don't know whether they can say we're going to be more ginger. It's kind of weird. Demonstrating I've learned nothing. Probably at this point, can we just... Because I will continue to pull me over. Yeah, it's looking good. So, how high did we say these guys were? 83. Going well so far, I think. How until we have to stage now? There we go. Loads of fuel. I know I'm being quiet, but I just want to get this right. Is all. There we go. That's like textbook. So, what we want to do is apoapsis, add maneuver, and we're going to circularize like crazy. Let's have a look from above. See, it's a little bit off, so do you want to burn, I want to scooch it that way? No, scooch it this way. That looks pretty good. Be a touch more of this. Yeah, I'm willing to say I'm happy with that. So stop looking to that. Come on, reaction wheels, do your thing. Actually, stop fighting me, SAS. Right, now come back on and just cooperate. So 26 seconds to go. Let me just... Right. So I don't think it doesn't know how much thrust we've got, I don't think. So let me do... So now it's going to take 2 minutes. I don't understand you. Okay, that's about right. It'll be a little bit off, but not by much. But again, I think changes at this level make a big difference. And once we're orbiting, in truth, we can just spend a lot of time like tweaking all the handles to try and get us into a perfectly circular orbit with these dudes. Yeah, I think this is alright. We're gonna... Yeah. It was not the ideal time for that to happen. Oh, it was so promising. Come on, that's not bad. I hope that rocket isn't just gonna... it should fall away. It shouldn't smash into them. Right, so you see, here's the problem. We're orbiting with these people. We will always be orbiting with these people. I hadn't considered this. Two tubes. So he's closing at me at what? 0.3 meters per second, and that, in truth, he isn't. That's only because he because he's not in a slightly off circular orbit, so his speed will change ever so slightly. Huh. Because at this point, I'm just another person lost in space, effectively. Although I can get back. Because I've still got, I believe, a decent amount of fuel. Yeah, tons of fuel. So I wonder if I'm meant to, like, plan when I take off. So that I kind of meet with him, but I don't... Because I'm thinking, if I burn along my prograde, I'll go faster and my orbit will get bigger. I'll grow out here. And then I can slow down again and recircularize when I come back into orbit. But the problem is, the way orbital mechanics works is the area swept out... This is confusing language. But say the time it takes this orbit to sweep out this area, like 1/4 of the orbit, is the same as this quarter over here. So if I make a more elliptical orbit, as I go up here, as I'm further away from it, the area that I cover per second, like the area of the space between, of the triangle that effectively makes, is much bigger because I'm further away than when I'm close to it. So I think that even though I'm going faster, I'm going much further, and that area will always be... It won't be the same, but I don't think it'll be as different as I want it to be. So I'm kind of not sure how I catch up with these guys. Unless I boost myself up to a higher orbit, circularize, and then drop down back with them. Yep, that's all I can think to do. I won't go much higher. Okay, so then we'll go to add a maneuver here, and we will circularize, so 144, 176, so grow that to 176, 57, we'll go to 17-ish, because this is our peri set. Okay, that'll do. So if we stop that, if we up to here. Well, we could just keep doing this and just hope that at one point we'll cross paths with them. See, because they seem to be catching up with me, but I think that's just me failing to understand how orbits work. So I'm going to ignore this maneuver for the time being, because we can go around as many times as we want. Interesting. So he... So he's over there. Can I set that as my target? So we're going to progressively get closer in that I will get lower. So I'm going to do some freehand stuff here that is not sensible. How do I turn that way? Okay, that's up, apparently. Oh, towards Earth, that makes sense. Stop it. Let's try burning ever so slightly this way. I suspect there's tools for this that I'm unaware of, so closing. Okay, can we get rid of this maneuver node? Thank you. Yeah. Okay, so stop that. What's that? Okay, so my orbit is on the cock. On the cock? That's... So this isn't working, so I want to lower my orbit slightly. So let's go to retrograde. And... I'm very confused by this. What is that? Is that... No, I didn't mean to press that. I didn't mean to press that. Yes. So I wonder if this is... Is this radial, anti-radial? I don't know. Yes, yes, please. So let's align this and then see. Ah, so that's our target. So as I've said many times, when you're in orbit, you never want to just burn towards your target. That's away from our target. How dare you? Right, spin around. Okay, I think this is towards our target now. Kinda looks like it. So it's only 40 odd, well, 40-ish kilometers away. Let's go. Because I said before, because I'm accelerating, my overall speed is increasing, so my orbit's getting bigger. But I want to catch up with him. Is he getting away? Let's have a look at that. No, I'm too fast. I'm too fast. So let's go retrograde. Slow myself down. Yeah, I think rescuing... we might be getting stranded in space here, boys. Okay. Maybe getting stranded in space? Maybe this guy's... I wonder if I can... Scroll twin... Oh, there it is. So maybe he's outside of render distance, so all it is a marker. Yep, looks like it. So frustrating. I feel so powerless. He's so close, but I can't do anything to get close to him. I'm lost again, so I want to go this way. Getting away, boys. Because there's something I'm just not understanding here, something I've done wrong, or a technique that just I don't get. Well, it's for naught anyway, because we're stuck here now. So let's see how close we do actually get. Not very close. Okay, this is going to require some thinking on my part. Sure, since we're going to reset this anyway. Kerbal. Mr. Man, EVA. Go. Very sure I'm going to run out of monopropellant or EVA fuel, whatever it's called. Well, he's getting away from me. Yeah. I don't know, I've gone a kilometer. Still getting away from me though. Oh dear, I don't think poor Jeb's going to survive re-entry. Well, he's got no reason to re-enter actually, his orbit is entirely stable. This is a disaster. We've got a Kerbal lost to space. Well, he should be able to just boost straight back. Until he runs out of monopropellant. I don't know where... Oh. It's got quite a lot actually. It's EVA propellant, not monopropellant, sorry. Can I just not get back to my ship? Well, this is how Jebediah Kerbal dies. At the hands of my incompetence. So I'll need to go and have a think about this, because I don't understand how I can rescue these guys. If to be in the same orbit as them means to be going at the same speed and at the same height. Unless I have to set up like a slightly elliptical orbit where we come in and out of phase. But it just, yeah. This has bested me. I've got to admit that it has. But you can't, and you know, there's some issues with... I ran out of fuel, but again, that's because of inefficiencies to do with the flight plan rather than the ship, although the ship isn't perfect, don't get me wrong. So back to the drawing board. But that's the end of the episode. And if you like this episode, click that like button, leave a comment down below saying what I liked about it, or give me some, like, if you can explain this, something I'm missing, then I would love for you to do so. If you didn't like the episode, click the dislike button and tell me why I'm an idiot for not understanding this intrinsically. I make new content every single day, so if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. This has been Strawman Gaming. I'm your Strawman, and I will see you tomorrow.